Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. My name is Abhishek Mahajan. We'll start with the top story. India's Ministry of External Affairs on Thursday condemned the attack on a temple in Brampton and has called on the Canadian government to take action. Earlier, the Indian consulate in Toronto announced cancelling some of its scheduled consular camps after the Canadian security authorities failed to provide minimum security protection. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi recalled the implementation of One Rank, One Pension scheme on micro-blogging platform X as it marked 10 years on Thursday. India's Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated the two-day Anti-Terror Conference 2024 in the national capital on Thursday. In his inaugural address, the minister stressed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government is committed to building a terror-free India with its zero policy tolerance on terror. Former Minister for Women and Child Development Smriti Irani inaugurated this year's Beyond Barriers conclave in New Delhi, emphasizing the theme of women's empowerment. Smriti Irani spoke about women's role in shaping the future, stressing the importance of creating more inclusive spaces where women can lead and innovate. India's President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Goa to embark on the indigenous aircraft carrier INS Vikrant that witnessed naval operations at sea off Goa on Thursday. Upon arrival in Goa, President Murmu received a 150-man ceremonial guard of honor and was welcomed by the Chief Minister of the state, Pramod Sawant. India's Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud inaugurated the National Judicial Museum and Archive at the Supreme Court in New Delhi on Thursday, joined by several Supreme Court judges. India's Minister of Commerce and Industry Piyush Goyal addressed the curtain raiser event for the Bharat Mobility Expo, the world's second largest mobility show, in New Delhi on Wednesday. The second meeting of the India CARICOM Joint Commission was held in virtual mode on Wednesday. Both sides deliberated on strengthening economic cooperation, among other things. A ruckus broke out at Union Territory Jammu and Kashmir Assembly session in Srinagar on Thursday between several MLAs after two members of Legislative Assembly displayed a banner on restoration of Article 370 in J&K. The immigration checkpost in Assam's Tamulpur district along the Indo-Bhutan border was inaugurated on Thursday by Assam Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya and Bhutan's Prime Minister Dasho Shering Topkai. The Border Security Force recovered two drones presumed to have collapsed due to the activation of technical countermeasures on the border from two locations based in Amritsar border on November 6th. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge dissolved the Himachal Pradesh Congress Committee along with the district and block units in the state and immediate effect. The last rites of renowned Indian folk singer Sharda Sinha were performed with full state honours in Patna, Bihar on Thursday, as announced by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. The four-day Chhath celebrations are underway in many parts of India with religious fervour and gaiety. The Indian Railways achieved a remarkable feat by transporting 6.5 million passengers on 4,521 special trains in last 36 days. Public sector banks' net profits have surpassed that of private sector banks in India by a wide margin on a year-on-year basis. This was highlighted in a report by the State Bank of India. Nifty and Sensex closed in red on Thursday. Sensex was down 836 and the Nifty was down 285 points. The rupee declined 6 paise to close at a fresh lifetime low of 84.37 against the US dollar on Thursday. The Indian government approved the Prime Minister Vidya Lakshmi scheme to provide financial support to meritorious students. The Indian government also approved infusion of equity of Rs 10,700 crore for working capital in financial year 2024-25 in Food Corporation of India. Global crude oil held steady on Thursday after a sell-off triggered by the US presidential election. The US Federal Reserve will announce its new benchmark interest rate decision on Thursday after holding deliberations for the latest monetary policy decisions. Nissan Motor said it would slash 9,000 jobs and cut global production capacity by a fifth. After recent losses and amidst the breakdown of the traffic light coalition, Germany's DAX started somewhat stronger on Thursday. Norway's central bank held its policy interest rate unchanged at a 16-year high of 4.50% on Thursday. Volkswagen will recall 114,478 vehicles in the United States on concerns over the driver's side airbag. The recall consists of some Beetle and Passat vehicles from model years 2006 and 2019. US Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris conceded defeat to Republican nominee and now President-elect Donald Trump a day after the result of all states came out. In her concession speech, Harris accepted the result and said she will continue to pursue the issues she raised during the election campaign. US President Joe Biden called Trump to congratulate the president-elect and invited him to the White House to discuss transitioning administrations. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to US President-elect Donald Trump on Wednesday and congratulated him on his spectacular victory in November 5 election. China congratulated Trump on his election victory and hopes for peaceful coexistence with the US in the backdrop of Trump's pledge to impose an additional 60% import tariff on Chinese products. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba held a phone call with US President-elect Donald Trump, and both leaders agreed to organize a face-to-face meeting as soon as possible. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol also held a telephone call with US President-elect Donald Trump and discussed continuing close ties across all areas in security and economic fields. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu congratulated Donald Trump on his election victory. The two leaders discussed the Iranian threat and the need to work together for Israel's security. Days after Israel notified UN it is cancelling agreement regulating UNRWA operations, the United Nations said that replacing it would be Israel's responsibility. The German government has collapsed after the Chancellor Olaf Scholz sacked his finance minister Christian Lindner and paved the way for a snap election. Scholz said he would now call a confidence vote for January 15, which could allow elections to be held by the end of March next year. Ireland plans to hold a general election on November 29, formally kicking off a truncated campaign which will last mere weeks. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said the government would legislate for a ban on social media for children under 16, citing the risk to physical and mental health of children from excessive use. Hundreds of Mozambican protesters burned tires as police fired tear gas to disperse them on Thursday in Maputo for the biggest demonstration yet against last month's disputed election. Thailand anti-narcotics police arrested two foreigners in Bangkok and seized 36 kilograms of cannabis along with several documents indicating plans to send the packages to England. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met with the members of Indian diaspora and MPs at the Parliament of New South Wales in Sydney on Thursday. Dr. Jaishankar also held a meeting with CEOs and business leaders in Sydney where he highlighted the work done in the third term of Modi government for promoting global trade. India's Culture and Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat attended the World Travel Market in London on Wednesday. Bangladesh's interim government, led by Nobel laureate Professor Mohammad Yunus, has decided to scrap the permanent and temporary press accreditation cards of 30 more journalists perceived to be supportive of the Awami League party. Spanish police have made a record cocaine seizure after finding 13 metric tons of the drug hidden in a shipment of bananas in a container from Ecuador. We are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching Express News.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. European Union scientists said that the 2024 year will be the world's warmest year since records began. The scientists added that 2024 will also be the first year in which the planet is more than 1.5 Celsius hotter than in the 1850-1900 pre-industrial average, when industrialized nations began exploiting fossil fuels. Hurricane Rafale has slammed into Cuba as a Category 3 storm before losing some strength as it passed over the island and entered the Gulf of Mexico. The hurricane, which caused power outages in multiple regions, in the fifth major hurricane of the year in the Atlantic and the strongest this late in the year since 2020. A choking whale of black smoke enveloped Camarillo on Wednesday as devastating wildfires swept through Southern California. More than 420,000 children in the Amazon basin are being badly affected by a drought parching much of South America that is impacting water supplies and river transport, UNICEF said on Wednesday. At least 93 people are listed as missing after devastating floods ravaged southeastern Spain over a week ago, killing more than 200, regional judicial authorities in Valencia said on Wednesday. In a significant move aimed at curbing air pollution in India, the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and adjoining areas has amended the environmental compensation rules for stubble burning. As per the new rules, farmers with less than 2 acres of land are required to pay an environmental compensation of Rs 5,000, whereas farmers with 2 to 5 acres will face Rs 10,000 penalty and farmers with more than 5 acres will be charged Rs 30,000. The air quality index of India's capital Delhi was recorded at 384 as it continued to remain in very poor category on Thursday. India's national capital saw toxic foam floating on the Yamuna River on Thursday as pollution level in the river continues to remain high. The elephants, giraffes and hippos at Copenhagen Zoo were given a belated Halloween treat. The post-Halloween snack has been offered to animals at Copenhagen Zoo for 9 years, with the fruit transported after Tivoli's annual Halloween festivities have finished. Animals at a zoo in central Japan have been given heaters and baths as early winter temperatures decline. Japan's Kazu City has conducted its annual airing of a giant 100-meter-long streamer or koinobori. The practice helps in regular inspection of koinobori and prevents it from damage, mold and insects during storage. Russian scientists recently showcased scientific achievements at the Nauka Zero Plus Festival in Tashkent. This year, Nauka Zero Plus Festival themed Science Around Us as part of the international program for the Decade of Science and Technology. Britain's Prince William arrived with guests on the green carpet ahead of the Earthshot Prize ceremony in Cape Town on Wednesday. The prize will be awarded to 5 winners who will receive $1.3 million each to pursue innovative projects addressing environmental issues. Earlier, Britain's Prince William was greeted by dancers before he walked the green carpet on Wednesday. Australia is all geared up for 90th edition of Jacaranda Flower Festival as jacaranda trees come out in full bloom. A cultural and musical event under the theme Harvest Festival, the basis of abundance, was held in Turkmenistan. The Harvest Festival aimed to honor farmers and ensuring food security in Turkmenistan. The Bid Garam International Exposition of electric power technology kicked off in South Korea, showcasing future energy technologies. The 383-year-old Kartik Nach festival got underway at Kartik Dabali in Nepal's Lalitpur on Wednesday. The Nepalese traditional festival, which showcases different episodes of Hindu Lord Vishnu's stories over the course of several days, will run until November 15th. A Tibetan artist collective unveiled its second annual group exhibition titled Unsettled at Buddha's Abode in McLeodganj, Dharamshala, India. The collection showcases dynamic works of 20 Tibetan exile artists from across the globe. Delwara Jain Temple in West India's Mount Abu lit with the light of thousands of lamps to commemorate the 2551st Nirvana Day of Lord Mahavir Swami. A major new facility for television and film production has been launched in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The initiative supports Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, aiming to position the kingdom as a global media hub. Oscar-winning Parasite director Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 17 is set to hit the theatres in April 2025 as Warner Brothers push the film's release from January 2025. The science fiction film stars Robert Pattinson alongside Mark Ruffalo, Stephen Yeun and Naomi Ackie. The movie is an adaptation of Edward Ashton's 2022 high-concept cerebral thriller novel Mickey. Streaming giant Netflix announced that the fifth and final season of its horror fiction series Stranger Things to release in 2025. One of the world's best musical, The Phantom of the Opera, to make India debut in March 2025 at Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Centre in Mumbai. Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Phantom of the Opera is regarded as one of the most spectacular productions, winning over 70 major theatre awards so far. Bollywood actor Kareena Kapoor's The Buckingham Murders set for its digital release on Netflix on November 8. Indian actor Rashi Khanna and Vikrant Messi star of film The Sabarmati Report to release on November 15. Indian superstar Kamal Haasan turned 70 today. Many celebrities extended heartfelt wishes on social media. South Africa begin a 4-match T20I series against India at Kingsmead, Durban on Friday. Sri Lanka named the squads for 2 T20Is and 3 ODIs at home against New Zealand, with Charit Asalanka appointed captain in both the formats. Kesey Carty and Brandon King steered West Indies to an 8-wicket victory over England in the third ODI in Barbados, winning the series 2-1. Mohammad Nami's 84 and Allah Ghazanfar's 6-wicket haul led Afghanistan to a 92-run victory over Bangladesh in the first ODI at Sharjah. Paris Saint-Germain's winless run in Champions League extended to 3 games as they were beaten 2-1 at the home by Atletico Madrid. Spanish football club Barcelona earned a third consecutive Champions League win by thrashing Red Star Belgrade 5-2. China's Zheng Qinwen reached the semi-finals of the WTA Finals in Riyadh after claiming an impressive 6-1, 6-1 win over Italian Jasmine Paolini. Arjun Erigesi continued his strong start to the Chennai Grandmasters 2024 on Wednesday by holding American Grandmaster Levon Aronian to a draw. India's Divid Sharan and his Israeli partner Daniel Kokierman advanced to the men's doubles quarterfinals of the HPP Open in Finland. Kiran George upset Chi Yu Zhen of Chinese Taipei to advance into the quarterfinals of the men's singles event at the Korea Masters 2024. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.